Join Kids Hut family.
Tia, see, I got an A grade in English. I am so happy.
Oh, that's really good, Tofu. But hey, this was just your first step. Your finals are still to come. Better study for them too.
Ha 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 ha. Tia, I already scored an A in it. Do you think I need to study more for the finals? Don't you think I can give my finals even without studying for them?
Tofu, it's not good to be so proud of who you are and your achievements. One should always remain humble, or else one has to suffer.
Suffer? How?
Come, I'll tell you a story. The Oak Tree and the Reeds. An oak tree stood tall and strong near the bank of a river and close to some reeds. It was a huge tree with a huge trunk and hundreds of big, strong branches. The oak tree was so proud that he used to boast openly about his strength.
I am so strong and mighty. Nothing can uproot me. Nothing can destroy me. Ha 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 ha.
Listening to what the oak tree was saying, the reeds couldn't resist but say,
"Oh, mighty oak tree, don't be so proud of your strength. Nothing in this world is immortal. Being modest is the key."
Ha 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 ha. You little feeble reeds. What do you know about strength and being the strongest tree in the jungle?
Making fun of those reeds, the oak tree stood there with pride when suddenly the wind started to blow. The reeds bowed their heads as the wind started getting stronger. Watching this, the oak tree said,
You are so petite and weak. The slightest of winds make you bow your heads. How would you survive the strongest of storms? Ha 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 ha.
Soon the winds turned into a hurricane, and the oak tree, standing straight with pride, continued to laugh at the reeds.
Oak tree, you might be big and strong, but you need not worry about us. We will bow our heads in this powerful hurricane and survive it. If you will continue standing straight, you will not be able to survive in these strong winds and break in no time.
No, nothing can uproot me. I am the strongest and will continue to stand tall and never bow down, no matter what.
The winds got more furious, and soon the hurricane took its peak. The little reeds kept their heads low and started swinging in the rhythm of the wind, thus preventing themselves from getting uprooted. But the oak tree, which stood straight and tried fighting the hurricane winds, soon broke down and fell in the river.
Ah, no! This is not possible!
See, we told you. You just learned a lesson. Better to yield when it is foolish to resist than to resist stubbornly and be destroyed.
And the oak tree went drifting in the water, crying over his own false pride.
Tia, I think I know what you want to explain to me. I will not get fooled by my own pride, and I will continue to study hard.
Good, Tofu. Now let's get back to our studies.
20, 25, 45.
Wow, Tofu! You have saved quite a lot. Let's utilize this money to help someone.
No, Tia, I will not spend this money. I want to become rich.
But Tofu, money has no value till we use it. Come on, let me tell you a story. The Miser and His Gold. Once upon a time, there was a miser. He hated spending gold, so he never used any gold he had. He had dug up a hole and used to bury the gold near the tree in his garden. Every day he goes near the tree to dig it up. And look at the gold happily.
I am so rich. I own this much gold.
This made him very happy. One day, a passerby saw him digging up and happened to see the gold hidden by him.
Gold under the tree? I should wait till it gets dark.
The robber waited till the night time to dig up the gold. He took all the gold buried under the tree. The next day, the miser came back to look at his gold.
Where's my gold? Where is my gold?
The miser dug a big hole where he used to hide his gold, but he couldn't find any gold in the hole.
Who stole my gold?
Listening to the miser crying, all his neighbors came running to his house.
What happened? Why are you upset?
The miser showed them the hole and told them everything about the gold he used to hide under the tree.
Did you ever spend any of your gold?
No, I would only dig it up. Looking at it made me happy.
You never used anything at all? The gold was of no use to you because you had it in the ground. Just look into the hole and think that the gold is still inside it. Then you can be as happy as you were before.
Neighbors started to laugh and left him with the empty hole.
it, Tia. I should utilize my money in something good.
Yes, Tofu, because wealth unused might as well not exist.
Tia, yesterday in our class, my friend Ben forgot to bring one of his textbooks, and Ted offered to share his textbook with him. Ben promised Ted to help him in learning football after school. But after school, when Ted asked Ben to help as promised, instead of helping, Ben left for his home.
That's bad. One should always stand by their promises.
But Tia, today again Ben forgot his textbook, and when he asked Ted to help, Ted refused.
Tofu, we should be sensitive towards every human being. You know, we should always help people around. Come, I'll tell you a story. Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful princess in the kingdom of a very humble king. The princess was so pampered by her father that she turned out to be a little proud of the fact that she is a princess. Many a times the king asked her to be more humble towards the people around her, because that's the way a princess should be.
I know, my little princess, that you are my pampered child. But you should be little more empathetic towards other people. Everybody is same. It's just that some are fortunate, some are not.
But the princess just ignored what her father had to say and went out to play with the golden ball that her father had gifted her on her birthday. She loved the ball, but no sooner had she started playing that her ball bounced and went into a pond. Oh God, my favorite golden ball! I would give anything to get back my favorite ball. Anything! Hearing the princess cry out loudly, a frog leaped up and sat on a lotus leaf and said, "Princess, I just saw what happened. I will get the golden ball back for you, but you have to promise me something." How in the world did the slimy frog talk? The princess only wanted her ball back, so she hurriedly said yes. "What is it that you want in return?" "I want you to take me back to your palace and pamper me. I would eat with you, play with you, and sleep in bed with you." The princess was horrified at the very idea and had no intention of doing any such thing. She agreed to the condition as she thought the frog would not be able to reach the palace on his own, and she had no intention of taking him along with her. She told him to hurry and get the ball back, and waited with bated breath for her golden ball. The frog jumped into the pond and in no time at all came back with the golden ball. She took the ball from him and ran back to her palace as fast as she could. "Princess, come back! You promised to take me with you! You can't break your promise!" But the princess ignored to his calling and ran as fast as she could. She was relieved when she reached her room and soon forgot all about the frog. At night, while she was having dinner with her father, there was a loud knock on the door.
Open the door, oh princess! It's me, the frog from the pond. You promised to keep me with you. Being a true princess, you should keep up to your promise now.
Who is that? And what does he want?
The princess, being a little scared of her father, told him about the afternoon incidents. And how she broke her promise.
You are a true princess, my love, and you should keep up to your promise, no matter what.
Feeling helpless, the princess opened the door and let the frog enter. He hopped on to the seat next to her and asked her to let him eat from her plate. The frog ate till his tummy was full. But the princess couldn't eat a single bite, thinking about the slimy frog eating from her plate. Then the frog asked her to carry him to her bedroom and let him sleep in her bed. Unwillingly, she picked him up in her hands and went upstairs. The frog jumped on her bed and snuggled cozily in her huge, soft bed. The next morning, the princess got up to find the frog missing from her bed. Happily, she hopped from her bed, thinking that the ordeal was over. But as the night fell, the knock again happened. And again the frog ate from her plate and slept in her bed. Feeling sad about sharing her food and bed, she went to her father and asked him if she could stop now. The king again told her that a promise was a promise and cannot be broken. It was the third night when the frog came in again to eat and sleep in her bed. But the next morning, the princess was astonished to see that the frog was not in her bed. And a handsome young prince was standing next to her bed.
What? Who are you? Where is the slimy frog?
Dear princess, it's me, the frog. A witch cast a spell on me that could be broken only if a princess would let me eat in her plate and sleep in her bed for 3 nights. You broke that spell by keeping your promise, and here I am, standing in front of you. I am the prince from the neighboring country. Would you like to be my wife? Not able to resist the handsome prince, she said yes, but had something more to say. Oh, prince, I would love to be your wife. But how would you forgive me for being so rude to you? She was guilty like hell, but the prince was a humble man. He said, "Oh, my dear princess, I can understand your reasons and I am ready to forgive you. But you have to promise me that in future you won't judge anybody by the way one looks or the job one does. Everyone is equal, and that's how they should be treated, equally." Saying this, the prince took her in his arms and decided to take her to his kingdom, where they lived happily ever after.
Oh, Tia, you are right. We should always keep our promises and help people in need. Thanks for the lovely moral story.
Come, Tofu, let's go and play some games now.
Tia, let's go home. Why are you wasting time? How come you always want to do something good for others?
Tofu, what goes around comes around. If you do good, good will come back to you. And if you do bad, bad will come back to you.
What do you mean?
Let me tell you the story of a little boy called Pinocchio. Pinocchio. Once there lived an old carpenter called Geppetto. He had no family and was quite lonely. Since he was quite poor, he would find leftover wooden logs and create something new out of them. One night, he found a large wooden log and took it home. Throughout the night, Geppetto worked on the log. And carved a young boy out of it. By the time he was done with it, it was morning.
My, what a beautiful boy I have made. I wish he had a heart. Then he could be my son and I would call him Pinocchio.
A good fairy who knew that Geppetto was a very nice man overheard him, and suddenly the wooden boy spoke up.
Hello.
Geppetto was surprised but overjoyed. He hugged Pinocchio and told him that from that day he was Geppetto's son. Geppetto arranged for Pinocchio to go to school. To buy him his books, he sold off his dear chisel.
Now you can go to school like a real boy.
One morning, as Pinocchio was going to school, the evil puppet master stopped him. The puppet master wanted to own Pinocchio so he could use him to earn lots of money.
Hello, Pinocchio. Do you want to go to the Fun Island? It is a wonderful, magical place where you can become a real boy.
Pinocchio was overjoyed at the idea of going to Fun Island. He quickly started walking with the puppet master. The good fairy who had been watching over Pinocchio suddenly appeared. Seeing her, the evil puppet master ran away, leaving Pinocchio alone.
Where are you going, Pinocchio? To school, good fairy.
Just as Pinocchio said the lie, his wooden nose grew longer.
That isn't the way to the school, Pinocchio.
Afraid that he had been caught, the boy decided to lie again.
It is a new route.
With the second lie, Pinocchio's nose grew even longer. Now he was very sad and started crying.
I am sorry. I won't go to the fun island. I will go to school.
Seeing how sorry Pinocchio was, the good fairy did her magic and turned his nose into its normal size again. Pinocchio thanked her and dashed off to school. Once he reached school, he told all his friends about the fun island. All his friends decided to go and see this magical place. What they didn't know was that the magic in Fun Island was evil. It turned little boys into donkeys.
Oh no, we are in trouble. Everybody, run from here.
Just as the boys were figuring a way out of the island, Pinocchio saw Geppetto swimming towards the island. He had been looking out for Pinocchio all day. But to Pinocchio's horror, before Geppetto could reach him, a whale swallowed him up. To save his father, Pinocchio also jumped into the sea and went straight into the whale's stomach. There he saw Geppetto.
Pinocchio, my son.
Father, are you okay? How will we get out of here now?
Well, we must tickle the whale from inside till it throws us out.
And they started tickling the whale's stomach. Soon the whale sneezed and threw both of them out. Pinocchio helped his father and all his friends to get back to the village. The good fairy had been watching him all this time.
Pinocchio, I have seen what a good boy you have been, jumping into the sea to save your father like that. Hence, I am giving you a heart and making you a real boy.
Pinocchio and Geppetto were overjoyed. They hugged each other and thanked the fairy as Pinocchio really turned into a real boy. Do you still think that doing good is a waste of time, Tofu?
Oh no, never, Tia. From now on, I will always do good to others. For your favorite rhymes, stories, and more, join Kids Hut family. Subscribe here.